Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the official press conference for the collision course, which will be taking place this Saturday, just a few days away, on the 8th of November at the historic King's Hall in right here in Stoke-on-Trent. So with this is great to see Black Flash Promotions put another big show. We've got 3 title fights, unbeaten prospects, and a stat card from top to bottom. And also here joining me, we've got Joe, who is this is his first show as the CEO of Black Flash Promotions. So we will just come to Joe and just say, how was it doing your first show as the CEO of Black Flash Promotions?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, Cal, I couldn't think of a better time to bring it to Stoke. I mean, May is from Northwich, a gym in Northwich that we used to train at with the amateurs. I've got Lewis, one of the cruiserweights, making his debut. I've got Jack, who's been coming down doing some sparring with Kyle for many years now. And it's nice. It's nice because it's like a big family, and it feels like the right time to come to Stoke. And of course, we've got Kyle headlining it, and I can't wait, mate.
Yeah, now how are you finding it, being the CEO of the promotions, but also having your own fighters on the show as well? How do you think you're going to find that on the night, being in the corner, making sure everything's running, or you're going to believe in that to Pat and his expertise?
Oh, I've left that to the whole team. I have.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
Nice one. Yeah. No, it should be good. So yeah, we'll get started with the undercard. Obviously, we'll come to the chief support and main event later on. But also on the undercard, we've got Jack Roberts, we've got Lewis Profit and May Asprey. Yeah, so we'll start with Lewis. So it's your debut, your first fight, cruiserweight, I believe.
Cruiserweight, yeah.
And you're from Stoke.
From Stoke.
Yeah, yourself. So how's it gonna? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to it. I've been training really hard. Can't wait to get going, getting out and show what everyone what I've got.
Yeah. And as your, like I say, what's your? You want to tell a bit people obviously that I've never seen you before. I've heard a lot from you from Joe. It's Big Joe, plenty.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a bit about your style? What we can expect on Saturday?
Expect fireworks. I'm not
Expect
going to give
fireworks.
too much, but yeah, expect fireworks. I'm going to come and give it.
Yeah, good man. How would you describe your style as a boxer or a fighter?
I've got a good jab. I'm on the kind of an outside fighter, but if I want to mix it, I can do both. So no. You'll see Saturday night anyway. So.
Yep. And do you think you'll suit the pro game better than the amateur game?
100% slower pace and
Any nerves?
Bit, but that's good.
Yeah, of course, mate. Of course. Well, yeah. Looking forward to all the excitement to get going. Nice one. Yeah. So, Lewis, everyone.
Nice one.
And we'll come on to Jack Roberts now. 2-0, 4-rounder, light heavyweight contest. Yeah, fighting Dylan Courtney. Yep. I've seen Dylan on the circuit quite a lot. Very, very tough. Always brings his A game. So when I'm actually looking at fighting it with my first few fights, but managed to avoid him. But you've got him. Yeah. So 2-0. How's everything going? You looking forward to it?
Yeah, going really well. Had a really good camp. Brought in some new strength and conditioning. Working on a few different things there. So feeling a lot fitter, a lot stronger than we have for the last 2. So yeah, can't wait to get in there on Saturday and show what we've been working on.
Yeah, nice. And again, another show from Black Flash Promotions. Have you fought in Black Flash Promotions before?
I haven't, no. This is my first time fighting under Black Flash, and hopefully be many more to come in the future. I know they're a good big promotion up in the northeast and bringing shows down to Stoke now, which is local for us. So it can only help us all build a little following here and see where it takes us. Yeah, definitely. And I've just been talking to some of the Stoke staff talking about, they've got the venues here for shows here. They've got the pitch. They'd love to get a fight on. Is that something you can see yourself? 100%. Yeah, I'd love to be able to fight out on the pitch on there one day. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I'm sure Joe can get that arranged. So yeah, is it again? Do you want to tell us a bit about your style? What we can expect? Yeah,
obviously, like I said, just your style. What fans again? You don't have to say you're going to try and knock him out or anything like that. But just what we can expect from yourself. No, so yeah, big, long southpaw, got good, solid fundamentals, I'd like to say. I'd like to try and keep it long, but again, can mix it up and we'll see. I've been working on some good power stuff this time around, so we'll see what happens come Saturday night. Yeah, amazing, mate. Nice one. Well, cheers, all the best. And then we'll come over to May Asprey. So, yeah, great to see you back in action. 2-0 in a super bantamweight. Is that I've got that right?
Yeah.
I did check with Joe before, but he weren't
Yeah.
sure. So yeah, super bantamweight, 2-0. I've looked and you actually ranked 7th in the UK at the minute, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you feeling for Saturday?
Really good, actually. We've had a really good camp. I think we've had a little bit of time to work on some new things after my last fight, which has been what we needed because it was a very quick going into my second fight after my first. It's nice to be with Black Flash again. Obviously, both of my other fights were with them, so to be able to progress in the upward trajectory with them as well, and as Black Flash is obviously now with Joe and it's coming closer to home, it's really nice to be able to kind of have that homely feel. Obviously Kyle, top of the bill, which is amazing. I remember years ago watching him spar, and it's like a full circle moment to now be on a show where he's headlining, going in for titles. So I think that's really good, and obviously the work that we've been doing over the past couple of months, we've really improved as a fighter. So I'm hoping that going into this show on Saturday, I'll be able to beat my last performance as well.
Yeah, that's great. And I think, like you said, all you can do as a fighter is just get better and let every fight you're learning. And like you said as well, this is your third fight on Black Flash Promotions, and like I said, Joe's the CEO now, so I suppose it makes it a lot easier, well, a lot better. You know, knowing you've got your trainers there, a lot better, a lot better knowing that your trainer is the CEO and he's obviously going to be heavily involved in the promotion, make sure you match right and helping you develop your career as well. Oh,
definitely. I think obviously with Frank and Jeff, obviously at my gym, and then knowing Joe for years, it's really nice to have that kind of homely feel. And working with Black Flash, it's been great for the last 2 shows, but to have that extra connection with a promotional company, it's really great, and hopefully we can bring more people down. It's been much, I wouldn't say easier, but much better getting people to come up to Stoke. It's easier for people to get there rather than further afield. So the more we can do that, the better for my career and to build momentum in my following as a fighter as well. It's also meant that we're obviously going into a 6th rounder this time, and that like natural progression as a fighter going from 4 into the 6, as well as developing as a fighter. It's just, everything's coming together really nicely. It's been a really good fighting year, so I'm looking forward to it.
That's great. And I think a lot of there's a big contrast, I think, from female boxing to male boxing. Like, some females are fighting for world titles within 6 fights. Yeah. You know, I know that 2 of the girls at my gym, the European champion after 6 fights, 7 fights. And again, this is going to be your third fight. Normally, a lot of people have, you know, 5 or 6 4 rounds before they go up to 6. But like, so this is your third, you're going straight up to a 6, a 6 rounder. So how far would you say you are from that kind of title contention, or would you think next year be looking for it, or do you still a bit off that at the minute? Do you think?
I think with the girls that I'm sparring, obviously, like I've sparred Jasmina, you know, sparring girls at such a high level, it's good to know. And that puts me in good stead in terms of knowing the level that I'm at, but then also knowing the progress that I need to make to be at that level. Going into a 6 rounder for me felt like the right decision, purely because my fitness is one of my best assets, and I like to work out my opponent. So having those extra rounds means that, you know, in a 4 rounder, by the time I've settled, I've got my timing right, it's over. Whereas I've got those 2 extra rounds to advance on what I'm doing even more so. So it suits me very well as a fighter. In terms of going in for titles or, you know, making that next step, we're not in a rush at the minute. We're just concentrating on gaining the experience. Potentially a area title first would be great. You know, at 5, 6 fights, but it's all dependent on, you know, I listen to my coach, my manager, the promoters, what they think's best. I'm the fighter and I know where I'm at, but having that outside point of view that I can trust is a key thing for me. So obviously next year, the year after would be great, but I'm not in any rush to, you know, I've got a long career ahead of me, so. Yeah,
definitely best to take your time and not rushing it in. But
exactly.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, brilliant stuff. All 3 of you are looking in good shape. I don't know if Joe, if you want to say anything else about the undercard before we.
Tell me I was looking in good shape.
All 4 of you are looking in great shape, especially Joe. I don't know if you want to say anything about the undercard before we move on.
No, just like I say, it's great to have boxing in Stoke and give these young people a chance to build. Look what you've done with yourself building in Barnsley. Like, they can really push on then, can't they?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, just myself with my support. Yeah, well, I didn't want to talk about myself, but you're making me. But yeah, you know, I've got. I'll have got. But yeah, you know, I've got amazing support and amazing following. I think as a boxer, that's one of the most important things because there's so many fighters. You can be the most talented boxer in the world, the best fighter, have amazing ability, but if you don't have the backing, you don't have the support of the people, your community, and that want to buy tickets and come and support you, then it's very hard to make it. And obviously, like you're saying, you're bringing the shows to Stoke. You're bringing a platform, Black Flash. You've got the YouTube. You've got the local for the local fighters to get on and giving them a platform to shine. And obviously, it's down to them now to do that. So yeah, that was Lewis Profits, Jack Roberts, and May Asprey. Thank you guys. Thank you. Nice one, mate. Top man.
Cheers.
Nice one, mate. Nice one. Yeah, what's going on? Well then, really good, really good. Right, yeah. Are you on the bill? Yeah. Artem, yeah? Artem. Oh, nice one. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. Continental. Yours is the Continental. Yeah. Nah, we all good, everything going well, yeah? Everything well. Like, yeah, you're Polish. What? You're Polish, No. He doesn't speak English. What's that? He doesn't speak English. Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's why. That's all right. Anything you mentioned at all, or
Lyndon brought in someone that he used to train years ago when a British title. He brought him in, he went, give it me, I was like, nah, I remember boxed a month and then he boxed that Richards and another southpaw in his last couple. So it's nice to watch them and see what they've been successful with.
Like, he does come to fight. Well, like, he did do one.
Yeah.
Comes from far away.
Yeah, Cornwall. Yeah. But yeah, so it'll be good. Can't wait now. Can't wait. It'll be nice to. Obviously, you never go out looking for it, but I will be a bit disappointed if I don't get a stoppage. But I know how tough he is. So it's especially when he's doing it. They want to be out every other week, don't they? So they're just in there just to knock out the fucking start. Yeah, that's it. And that's what I've noticed with him. He's very high with his elbows as well.
Quite short.
Yeah.
Come round.
Especially being taller as well.
Being down the
Obviously, Robert's second name.
What's a bit?
Rats.
Yeah.
Rats. Robert Rats.
Oh, hello. I can't hear it.
I know.
Oh.
Viewers at home can.
Testing. They're all testing. Yeah, we're straight back into it. Right, yeah. So we're back up now with we're joined by the one half of the chief support, which is Artem Kasparian. I said that right? Nice. His opponent is here, but obviously he's fighting in for an IBO Continental Light Heavyweight title, which he's just spoke to me earlier. He's looking forward to it. We'll come over to him, and then also joined by the main event, Kyle Davis and Aaron Bird will be fighting for the IBO European and the Commonwealth Silver Light Heavyweight Championships, which is again going to be another exciting fight. We've also got joined by Pat Barrett, the main man. After Joe at Black Fast Promotions. So we'll come to this. The first show coming down to Stoke, is that right?
Yeah, it's right. I mean, obviously we're talking with Joe. The first one I met was Kyle Davis, and he come down, did a lot of good work with Lyndon Arthur. He's helped him in two of his biggest fights he's been in was the hard one, and the one that he's just had with Bradley Ray, and sitting down talking to him to come down there, it was a massive kind of risk, I would say, but Joe sold it to me with the lads that he's got in the gym, and it sounded great. And it's to me, it's what we call exciting times. It's a good challenge, and we've got some good fighters down here.
Yeah, and you've got, like I said, we all know yourself. We know the champions you've produced. Like saying Lyndon Arthur, obviously Zelfa as well, and I know you've got a great stable coming through. But again, we know for your shows mainly being in Manchester. So yeah, it's great to see you coming down to Stoke. Obviously, Joe's managed to convince you to come down here, and yeah, well, like I said, hopefully, just speaking to me, there's some good talent coming through, and hopefully more to come. So yeah, you're looking forward to the show on Saturday. Is there anything different to this show as compared to the other shows in Manchester? A little bit different, or just same as always?
No, it's a massive difference really, because there's a good lot of prospects down there that I've never seen. I've heard a lot about. I'm excited to see him. Obviously, with Kyle, I know Kyle. I've seen him, and I remember the first time I seen Kyle when they first started sparring. I tried to work with him then because I thought he was a good prospect then. And to what he's done to come through the small hall shows, I mean, it's absolutely good. I mean, obviously taking nothing away from who he's fighting. I mean, Aaron's undefeated, good prospect from down Wales. We do shows down there in Swansea, Cardiff as well. This is how we managed to get these fights to go. So, it's all fighters are undefeated. This is like really would make a great TV show. I mean, not saying make a difference, but it would actually need to be on the platform where I've just come off with Lyndon Arthur and platform where you'd be on yourself. This is where these kids really should be getting the opportunity. So for me, being able to give them that opportunity and to put these kind of shows on for these kind of belts, I'm just happy that I can do it.
Yeah, no, it's great. Like, it's great to see it. Like I said, it's not often that you see 3 title fights on a smaller show. And like I said, I think boxing, it's a shame that, well, you've got to just cut this. It's sort of, a lot of us have got to cut the hard way, just like I did myself. I had my first 10 fights from the small halls. Fought for my first title in the small, having to sell tickets to cover the purses, and yeah, like mine were for an area title. So never mind fighting for IBO European, Commonwealth Silvers, IBO Continental. So yeah, you've not done bad at all. So yeah, well done to you. I don't know if before we come on to the Chief Supporter main event, is there anything you want to say about the undercard, and if you've heard much of them before or seen much of them before we go on to the Chief Supporter main event?
Yeah, I mean, the undercard, obviously I've heard great things about him. I've heard about the cruiserweight what's got a left jab like Lyndon. I've heard, Joe's told me about them all, really. May, she's boxed on the shows before. I think she's had most of her fights on my Black Flash show, really. So, yeah, the first time we knew was coming down there, Joe was the one who said May was close to this area, contacted her and said, do you want to fight on this show? She said, yeah. So the undercard, it's like I said, I'm excited for me to be down there on Saturday, to just to be not working but more watching and enjoying it. It's great. And so what more can I say, really? Just want to enjoy the night.
That's great, mate. No, thank you very much. So pat back everybody. And yeah, so we'll move to the chief support, which is we've only got Artem Kasparian here. He's 13-0, 11 knockouts. He'll be fighting for the IBO Continental Light Heavyweight title against Robert Rax, who's 28 wins, 23 knockouts. So on paper, there's 34 KOs between you both. So yeah, I've just been talking to Pat earlier and yourself. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey to get here? A little bit about your story, if that's a little bit about your journey, a bit about your story, just to get into the position of getting your British Boxing Board of Control license and be able to fight on this card.
Well, I don't know where to start, man. The journey is too long to begin from the beginning, so I don't want to start from the beginning. Let's say it that way. I was I used to live in Holland, in the Netherlands, and that's where I started boxing, and did my thing in the amateurs, and then turned pro. In Holland we don't get like really good chances. We don't have the boxing game is like small up there, so there are not too many fights, not too many promoters who organize, and it's just hard to make a name, Yeah. So so what other country than England could I go? So I had a friend of mine, and he introduced me to Pat, and before I met Pat, I texted like all these other guys, all these promoters, big promoters, and I just tried everyone, and on Instagram, just texting everybody, and nobody really replied, and this guy gave me Pat's number, and I called him straight away, and we talked, and Pat gave me the chance. So I came over to Manchester. I did my thing, and Pat liked it, and I liked it. So we started.
That's important.
Yeah,
we
started working together, and that's how we built a relationship. Because it's like a relationship, and it's good. We understand each other, and he has a plan, and I agree, and I agree, and I want to go through the path, to climb the ladder as the same as Pat has planned for me. So that's what we're doing, man.
Yeah, no, it's great.
So,
like I say, it's great to obviously hear that you've come over from Holland. Did you say?
Yeah.
And you've worked hard to get obviously in contact with Pat. And how has it been working with Pat? How's preparation been? And again, from the sounds of the journey, what does this opportunity mean to you?
Well, Pat can be.
Actually, you don't have to answer that. You don't have to answer what you don't have to answer what it's been like working with Pat. I think I've been in that gym enough times.
You know what
to
it is?
know.
Pat is a hard man. He can be very straightforward, but I like that because I don't like people lying in my face. So so it's a good thing, and I like that, and it works for me. So that's why the relationship is so good, and we did already. I don't know, almost 10 fights together. Yeah, almost.
Okay, right. So
almost
yeah.
10 fights. Yeah, in total. So and it just works very well. Look at us now.
Yeah,
fighting for the IBO Continental.
That's
so.
it. Yeah, and like I said as well, you're
That's
fighting for
great.
the IBO Continental. I believe your last opponent pulled out. So
Yeah.
you're looking forward to finally getting it on the line now and ready to go again.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Saturday.
Well, actually, the last fight was supposed to be like the last one this year.
Right.
But because I've seen the belt, and every time I close my eyes, I've seen it in front of
Yeah.
me. So I
like a
couldn't
magpie.
I couldn't live with it. So I asked Pat to make this fight for the belt this year. And he did it. So I'm very happy. I'm very excited, and also very excited to fight here in Stoke. So this is the first time for me fighting in England and not in Manchester.
Right,
somewhere
okay,
else
yeah.
than Manchester. So that's also a very good thing for me. Because people start to know me in Manchester. Yeah, and. I'm very excited also to gain the hearts of the fans in Stoke as well. Hopefully I can get the crowd and the people behind me, and that's a good thing. As you said, people around you are the support you get from
definitely, yeah.
people. That's very important, and I know that, and I love it.
Oh, good
I
man.
love when the crowd is behind me, so it gives me an energy boost. So yeah.
Good. No, that's good to hear, mate. Obviously, your opponent's not here. Robert's not here, but like I said, the records earlier. You're 13-0, 11 knockouts yourself.
Yeah.
He's from his 28 wins, had 23 knockouts, 34 kills between you both.
Yeah.
I want to ask you what we can expect Saturday, but from just reading that off, it sounds like I know what we can
Yeah.
expect.
Well,
Do you know if you're going to tell us a little bit?
You see it. He has more knockouts than I have fights.
Yeah,
so. So what can you expect? I think you can expect fireworks, a
Yeah.
lot of fireworks, because I know his style, I know my style, so that's gonna be a banger.
Yeah, so obviously, like I said, I know you had your amateurs, and we know you can box, but do you think on a Saturday night you're gonna have to dig deep and rough it out a little bit, or do you think Pat will be reining you in, or what will they let you loose a bit?
Well, I think it's gonna be a hard fight, a good fight.
Yeah.
And I always prepare myself for a hard fight, so it's never easy. No fight is easy. And Saturday night I just gonna do my thing, do what I do usually in the ring, and we will see. We will see when it will end. If it will end before the last bell. So it's going to be a good fight. I think looking at his record and my record, I think it's going to be a good fight.
Definitely. No, I agree.
I'm
But
very
yeah,
excited.
Artem Kasparian, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. So yeah, we'll move on to the main event. The main event now, which is a 10-round fight for the IBO European and the Commonwealth Silver Light Heavyweight Championships. We've got Kyle Davis, 10-0, 6 knockouts, and Aaron Bird, 7-0, who's the Celtic champion. Is that right? Yeah. So I will actually bring it to Aaron Bird first, if that's all right. Sorry, mate. There you go, mate. So yeah, Aaron. Obviously, this fight was supposed to happen on the 5th of July, and did it get pulled on the day or day before? Was that right?
It was at the weigh-in, and actually, I had a bottle of water with me, and I wanted to sip it because obviously, what it's like at the weigh-in, and I was waiting forever. But I'm glad it's happening again.
Yeah. And I think I've seen a few things on socials that you weren't too sure if it was actually a a car accident or if he just pulled out. But I think it's come out recently that it was. He's had the evidence.
At the end of the day, none of that's relevant. The fight's on now, so I'm happy about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
you know, he's willing to fight me. So yeah.
Yeah, so obviously you've been looking for an opportunity for a while.
Yeah.
Like I say, you won the Celtic Championship, so it's not your first championship fight. But you're probably coming on paper potentially the underdog. I think, you know, coming to another man's backyard, not something you're not used to. You know, you won it in your last fight, coming to someone else's backyard. So yeah, like I said, how are you feeling about coming over to Stoke from being obviously from Wales and coming over to Stoke?
I done it in Scotland twice, and I done it with flying colours the second time. And I know I'm coming as an underdog in the rankings, but I believe my best win is better than his best win. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you call this your breakout night? And if so, why do you believe you walk away with these 2 titles in front of you?
Just the boys I've beaten, the amateurs. If you do your research, you know, you see I've beat some really good fighters. So I think that people underestimate me. And you'll see Saturday. Yeah, what I'm all about.
Yeah. For those that don't know your style, that don't know who you are, do you want to tell us a little bit about your style and what the fight fans can expect on Saturday night? Obviously, not giving away game plans, but yeah, just what your boxing style is, what we can expect.
Well, in the past I've shown I can box and I've shown I can tough it out, and I think toughing it out is the most important thing in this game because sometimes things don't go your way, so you got to prepare for, you know, a plan B.
Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, well, we'll come back to you again.
Yeah, sure.
We'll go back to Carl now, if that's all right. Thank you very much, mate. There you go. So, Kyle.
Yeah.
So, someone that I know very well. Headlining in Stoke, your hometown.
Yeah.
It's a big occasion for you. You know, your first championship fight. You're fighting for 2 titles, the IBO European and Commonwealth Silver. Why don't we just first, before we come to the fight, just tell us a little bit about, you know, working with Black Flash, working with Joe, and bringing and what it means to bring a show, to be headlining a show in your hometown, your home city.
So obviously it's like my second time with Black Flash. Obviously I've known Pat for years. Obviously Joe as well, been with me since my first amateur fight. So it's nice to obviously have both of them there in this full circle, being in my hometown. Obviously what happened with the last fight, it is what it is. Like Aaron said, it's on now, so that's in the past. And I'm just looking forward to putting a show on. You know, I sold a lot of tickets. It's finally time to show people in Stoke what I can actually do. And everyone else, like, it's easy hearing the talk, or, you know, he's this and that. But obviously, Aaron's going to find out Saturday, you know, that what people say is true. And, like, we'll find out what he's got. I know he said about the amateurs, but this is not 3-minute rounds, you know. This is a pro game, and he's going to find out this is where I belong. Yeah,
like I said, you've been climbing the ranks, you've been winning consistently. Is this a fight where you think you plan to make a statement and prove why you belong at this level? And again, just go back to last weekend. You know, Pat Barrett was at the show, had Lyndon Arthur on the show. You know, the light heavyweight shows. Do you think you belong at that level? Is this a fight you think you're gonna prove that?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I sat at home, you know, wishing it was me on that show. And I think it'll come, and definitely I think like every fight I like to show a bit more, but I feel like I've never got given the chance. And I think like last fight, by the time it got started, it was done. So hopefully, you know, Saturday night, Aaron gives me the opportunity to show what I'm about properly.
Yeah, and like I asked Aaron as well, why do you walk away on Saturday night with the IBO European and the Commonwealth Silver?
Oh, you'll have to buy a ticket for that. But I know how hard I train, you know, and you see me in sparring, and obviously Pat see me I spar, you know, sparring top contenders week in, week out, you know. I never have a day off in sparring. It's always tough experience, you know, prospects, like I'm learning all the time. And I just think all that is going to come into play, and I just don't see a way I get beat. I mean, prove me wrong Saturday, but that's just the mentality I've got.
Yeah, and obviously this isn't the first time you've headlined before. Would you say you've done more tickets for it? Would you say there's any more pressure on you because it's, you know, you've got the titles on the line, you're fighting an undefeated fighter?
I mean, like I did 150 odd for you know, for Manchester, and obviously I think I've done 200 plus, and obviously with you know, me and Lewis are the same age, so a lot of Lewis's people I know. So there's a lot of people there, but like I said, that pressure's just turned into more drive and determination and more reason that I'm not going to lose with all these people watching. And yeah, I'm just a completely different fighter this past year, and I think everyone's going to see that.
Yeah, no, good man. What do you think the differences between you and Aaron? Why again, not just why you think you're going to walk away with the titles, but as fighters, as boxers, what do you think that, or as well, what do you think Aaron brings to the fight on Saturday that you need to be careful, or that you think is going to do well?
You know, I've seen what I've got to see, and you know, I think he's going to have to come and bring it. You know, with these Stoke fans as well, they're going to be wanting, you know, a fight, and you know, it's like he's got a decent jab and moves his feet, but it's going to be a time where he's going to have to stand there and tough it out. And I think this is one time he might not tough it out.
Yeah, and I think I've seen an interview Matt being with Adam Smith actually, where his knockout record was mentioned. I don't know if you think that can he punch? Do you think he can punch?
I mean,
do you think
Luke,
he can, or
with 12 stone men, we're going to punch, aren't we? The record suggests not, but you know, numbers mean not. You know, I get in there and I'm not thinking he can't punch. No, I'm ready for anything, and if he doesn't, or if he does, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change the outcome.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you. Come back to you a second, mate. Thank you. And again, yeah, just touching on the record in terms of like so you've had 7 fights, none by stoppage. Callum making the comment a bit about, you know, there being maybe the lack of power there. Is that something you're gonna prove him wrong on Saturday, or do you agree with him?
I think with the power, yeah, as soon as he feels my punches, he will be proven wrong. And yeah, my record, the reason I haven't had stoppages, my opponents have been durable. But you know, it is what it is. You know.
Do you think Saturday night you're gonna change that?
Well, I'm prepared for 10 rounds, like I always am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But don't rule me off. You know, inside the distance.
No, thank you. Yeah, so that's Carl Davis and Aaron Bird. So I will just bring it back to Pat Barrett. Yeah, again, just to kind of recap on the chief support. You know, again, you've worked with I can't how to pronounce your name again. Atom. You know, for the tank. I'll just tell you the tank for quite a while now. Obviously, you've seen Kyle and you've seen Aaron Bird. Yeah, if you just talk a bit briefly about what it's like working with Atom, what you expect, and then for the main event as well, please.
With Atom, listen, I know what he expects. I mean, he's not just a puncher. I mean, he can box, he can fight. I mean, he can jab. He's got good movements. He's not just one dimensional, just as a what you just said, just a banger, you know what I mean? He's a thinking fighter. Everything he does, he listens to his corner very well. Sometimes I've been in his corner along with his trainer, Zach, and him and Zach are the perfect team. I met him when they both came from the Netherlands, and you know, his trainer's a great fella. I get on with him really well. And sometimes when I'm in the corner, I'm talking to him and I say, look, try to do this, and because obviously they speak in their language. So I'm talking. So
they don't speak Mancunian.
No, they don't. No.
Not quite.
But when we do have a conversation, he goes, that's what I'm telling him to do. And you can see him, he's telling him to move the head, slip, throw off the movement, and everything what he asks him to do, he literally does it. So without on, he's going to be one that anywhere he fights, he's going to capture the hearts of anybody. So if no one's not turned up to watch him, I guarantee they're going to be a fan of his. Yeah. Because it's just what he brings. He brings that excitement. He brings what you don't see in boxing no more. It's gone, you know what I mean? And he's like something from the whole throwback. Plus, he's got a background, his lifestyle before. You know what I mean? It's his whole journey. And when you listen to him and you sit, like I said, it's too long to go into it. Yeah. But when you do,
I'm sure it will as well. There'll be more. You know, as the more fights, the more we see of him, I'm sure we're going to find more about the journey in the story.
Yeah,
as well. And
that's what I'm saying. He brings it. So without on, I'm just glad that we've done everything that we've set out to do, and we've completed the plan. Now it's down to him. Now it's just to win this belt, and hopefully we've got something great at the end of it for him.
Yeah, that's great. And then thank you. And then just to again touch on the main event, what do you? I don't know if you can comment on what you expect, or are you looking forward to it?
No, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, look, no, Aaron is a great contender for this. Obviously, with Kyle, you know, we worked together. He signed with the Black Flash, and it's like a new it's like a new part of the family now with him and Joe, and it's like it was actually Joe's idea to get Arton on this show, because after the last time what happened, we was a bit stressed about what we're gonna do with him, and the new CEO came with the idea of why don't we put him on this, and I thought, hey, you know what, it's actually not a bad idea, this. So but yeah, I mean, hopefully, without being biased, I'm all for my fighters on this to do something. But like I said, there's no writing Aaron Bird off at all. He's undefeated. He's been here once. He's been here twice. He's definitely up for the fight. Definitely wants the fight. He was just as disappointed when the fight never happened as much as Carl was. I remember talking to him and his trainer, and they was actually devastated. So, and they was asking, when can we have a new date and when do you think? And so to actually go and give them a new date and to say that this was the date, they took the time, and here they are again. So this card here is going to be very, very exciting. Very, very exciting.
Yeah, like I said, by all accounts, sound like it's going to be a cracking chief support and a main event. So yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. Yeah, so massive respect to all the fighters on the undercard. That is the collision course goes down this Saturday, the 8th of November, at the King's Hall, right here on Stoke-on-Trent. I think doors open at 6 p.m. First fight's on at 7. Get there early because, like we just said, it's going to be a cracker from start to finish. Thank you.